So, ladies and gentlemen, with Jesus joy, welcome King David. He's actually smiling. Hi, my baby boy. Hi, beautiful people. You know, my baby, he knows I'm shooting about his bed today. So he's like, Mama, you want to shoot about my bed and you don't want to bring me. You don't want to bring me on board when I'm the star of this episode. And this boy, he has not slept. And I cannot wait any longer. He wants to feature in this video. So, ladies and gentlemen, with Jesus joy, welcome King David. He's actually smiling. Hi, my baby boy. Hi, my baby boy. Hi, my baby boy. You're welcome. I guess it's me and King David on this episode because I'm home alone and I've decided to shoot today. You know, there are a lot of reasons why I shouldn't shoot today. I should have given up, but I said no. I'm gonna shoot today, and that is what we are going to do. Hi, beautiful people. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name is Tuminini Taiwo Opawoye, aka Mommy King David. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you for sticking around. In today's episode, we'll be talking about birthing King David. This episode is quite emotional for me, and beyond the entertainment and just telling a story, this episode is an episode of, you know, from the beginning of this series, is showing God's faithfulness and testimony. But this is where the gist gets hotter and sweeter. She gets. And, you know, this episode will show you how faithful God is, that if He has said a thing, He's able to bring it to pass. So if God has given you a word, if He has given you a prophecy, if, you know, if He has told you something, this episode is the one I want you to sit back and relax and, you know, watch, enjoy, and know that God is faithful. He's not a man that He should lie. Neither is He a son of man. That is not a man for Him to repent from what He has said. If He has said this, He is able to bring it to pass. So this episode, I want you to sit and relax and just enjoy God's goodness and faithfulness. So King David is in a swing in front of me. If you hear his voice, he's right there. So in this episode, I'll be talking about delivery, birthing my baby. So we know that pregnancy is 40 weeks, but from 37 weeks, you are full term. Your baby is full term by 37 weeks. That means from 37 weeks, you can birth your child. That is full term. But 40 weeks is like the complete full term. Anything before 37 weeks is a preterm baby. So let's talk about birthing my child. I was 34 weeks when I went for my regular antenatal checkup. And when I got to the hospital this day, you know, normally they will do your vitals, like it's your BP, your urine, your weight, and your sugar level. So that is them doing your vitals for you. They were doing my vitals and they checked my BP. And the nurse checking my BP was like, she said I should take another position again. Then she checked it. Then she was like, okay, I should sit and try to relax. That after 5 minutes, she's going to check it again. And I'm like, this is not my first time doing vitals. They checked my BP only once before and we are done with it. So she was like, I should put my 2 feet down, relax my back, place the hand she was going to use to check my BP in a certain way on it. And then she checked it again the third time. Then she started asking me a question, have you eaten, have you done this? And she was like, my BP is high. My BP that day was 150. I can't remember the diastolic now. So she was like, your BP is a bit high, or his eye. When you get in, when you see your consultant, she will tell you what to do about it and all of that. So by the time I went in to see my consultant, they had sent my vitals to her on the system. The first question she asked me, my consultant, was like, why is your BP high? What have you been doing? Have you been sleeping well? Have you been stressing yourself? And I said, no, I'm fine, and all of that. So she sounded so worried. She wrote me a medication, and she was like, I should get the medication. I should start taking the medication today immediately, and we should get a BP machine and monitor my BP. If it doesn't go down, I should reach out to her and all of that. And in my mind, I'm just like, kilo shele. I'm like, what was all this? My husband came to pick me up, and I mean, at this point, shout out to my husband. He dropped me off and picked me up. I think he didn't pick me up just twice throughout my pregnancy for my antenatal clinic, for my antenatal checkup. He was very present. So he came to pick me up, and I was explaining to him that they said my BP is high, that we should get this medicine. I had even gotten the medicine from the pharmacy in the hospital immediately. That the doctor sounded so worried that I should take the medicine. We should get a BP machine. It was not like, what's going on? So he called his brother, his elder brother, which is a doctor, and informed him. And he said, the reading is high and all of that. So, all right, I got home and I started taking the medicine. Now, my brother-in-law had started following up on us to that, okay, we should go and check my BP again to be sure if it has gone down or this. So I'm like, there's no need for us to get a BP machine. BP machine is expensive. Why are we getting a BP machine? I mean, I don't have high blood pressure. Let me just take the medicine. Let's go to a pharmacy and go and check my BP. So we went to the pharmacy, and at this time, it went up high. And I was taking the medicine. So the medicine she wrote for me was nifedipine. For medical practitioner, they will understand what I'm saying. She wrote nifedipine for me, I think 100 grams. And I can't remember the dosage, how she said I should take it again. Maybe twice daily or something, or once daily. So I took it, and with this nifedipine, my BP was still going up. And I'd complained to my husband that I was having this thing that I couldn't breathe well. I'd complained to my husband, I think a week before. So that night I was like, oh babe, I can't breathe well, and all of that. He called his brother, and the brother was like, okay, get on a video call, let her get on a video call with me, let me see her. So my brother-in-law saw me, and my brother-in-law was like, to me, you don't look like somebody that is struggling to breathe. People that are struggling to breathe are panting like this. But you that I'm looking at, you look so calm and collected. You don't look like you're struggling to breathe. And I'm like, oh, I don't really know how to explain it. I knew what I was feeling, but both my brother-in-law and my husband did not get my explanation. Hi, baby. They didn't get my explanation. So I was like, okay. Let me just wait till I see my doctor. I had even forgotten to tell her that I was struggling to breathe and all of that, because the whole way they are making the OBP look like. So throughout that week, she was like, I should keep reaching out to her. So instead, we were just speaking with my brother-in-law. We went back to the hospital again. We checked an hospital around again just to check my BP. At this time, my BP was around 160. When we got to another pharmacy again, I think the third day, we checked my BP. My BP was going higher. So the time we went to this pharmacy, the pharmacist that we met there that checked my BP said, my BP is high. He saw my leg, that my leg was swollen. So he was like, I think you need to go to the hospital. My bump was so small that the man didn't know that I was pregnant. So my husband was not telling that she's pregnant too. Is it dangerous? He was like, she's pregnant, please start going to the hospital. She needs to see her doctor, speak to her doctor and all of that. So we called my brother-in-law and was like, okay, let us increase the dosage. So I think he said I should start taking it 3 times daily, or maybe I should start taking 2 tablets or something. We increased the dosage, the thing was still not going down. So I was just telling my husband that I'm fine. Let's just wait at home. Let's wait till my next appointment, which is the following Wednesday. So on this fateful day, on this fateful Wednesday, I went to the hospital. Now I'm 35 weeks. I got to the hospital and they did my vitals again. My BP was 160 something. And the nurse was like, what's going on with your BP? Go in and see your consultant. When I saw my doctor, she was like, I can't let you go. And I'm like, why? She said, your BP. She checked my leg. She saw it was swollen and she was like, okay, please call your husband. Tell him to start coming now. I'm like, okay. I called him and I'm like, if they ask you to start coming now, that's what the consultant said. He said, what's going on? I said, is this my BP matter and all of that? So he got to the hospital. My doctor wrote us a scan. The scan is one kind of complicated scan. It's quite expensive. They are not even doing it in the hospital. She gave us a recommendation that we should go and do it in a particular place. So we went to that place and we got the scan done. While they were doing the scan took so much time. And I'm like, this is not a normally scan. Anomaly, I'd done an anomaly when I was like 5 months or so. I was like, please, what's going on, sir? The man said, is it your doctor that asked you to come and do the scan? I said, yes. What's going on, sir? He said, we'll write the interpretation for you. When you get to the hospital, your doctor will tell you what's going on. At this point, my doctor told me that immediately I finished doing the scan, I should snap it and send it to her, that she cannot even wait for me to bring the result physically to the hospital. So I snapped it, I sent it to her, and we were on our way back to the hospital. When we got back to the hospital, she collected the scan. She was like, you are not going home. That because she knows that I'm not prepared, I should just go back home. I told her I should go back home, pick my stuff, because she wanted my husband to go back home and go and pick my stuff for me. But me, I'm like, no, I want to go home. So go home, pick your stuff and come back. So she wrote me an admission. She wanted to place me on admission and all of that. I came back home and I just picked, this was on a Wednesday, so I just picked like 2 clothes. I'm like, babe, don't worry, on Friday I'll be back home. We are really exercising our faith that I'll be back home. Maybe they just want to monitor me to be sure that everything is fine. She had written another medicine for me. I was using nifedipine this time. She told me that I should not use that one again. She wrote another prescription for me, which is still nifedipine. But that one is 10 grams. The nifedipine she wrote now is 30 grams. So she said we should get that one and I should start using it. When I got back to the hospital, she had passed my file to the nurse. So the nurse on duty already understood. They've seen everything they need to do and all of that. When I got there, she placed me on admission, showed me a bed, and she checked my BP. She asked me to change my clothes, feel relaxed and comfortable. And she was like, I should not move around. I should just lie down. I should not stress myself. I should sleep on time. I said, okay. I just thought, okay, by Friday, all this monitoring will be done. She checked my BP again. It went higher. 30 minutes later, she came back and she checked my BP again. It went higher. At this point, she reached out to the doctor. They wrote me another prescription. That, okay, nifedipine 30 grams is not doing the work very well. Get her labetalol. See, nifedipine is all these medicine I'm saying are hypertensive medicine or drugs. So they got me labetalol, and by the next morning they checked my BP again. It went higher. So they were like, okay, they should still monitor it. I'm telling you that they are checking my BP like every 30 minutes. She came back again, she checked my BP. It was still higher. They're like, at this point, we need to give you an IV. So they got, apparently, labetalol also has injection. They got the injection and injected me. It came down a little bit. When I say it came down, I'm not telling you that it went back to the normal BP, because I think the normal one should be around maybe 110 or 90 or 110 or something. It came down from like, let's say 170 something to like 150 something. So it's still high. And she was like, my consultant was like, it's still high. So they increased my labetalol. That, okay, maybe I should start taking it morning, afternoon, nights. By this time, I had spent Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I'm like, this thing is not going down. They were like, they cannot let me go. All right. Okay. BP was not going down. They got me another medicine again. Now I'm using nifedipine and labetalol, and I'm also taking injection. Now they introduced another medicine again, Adomit. That's 3 hypertensive medicine, and I'm still taking injection. And when you are taking hypertensive medicine, you sleep a lot because they make you feel relaxed and they want you to rest. So what I do is sleep. These nurses were so strict that if I should stand up, if I'm easing myself too much, Miss Opaweyo, please go back to your bed and lie down. You are not supposed to be moving around because of your BP. I'm like, hey, okay. They introduced Adomit now. Now I'm taking 3 hypertensive medicine and injection, and my BP went up as high as 192, 116. At this point, everybody was, my doctor was like, we need to get this baby out of you now. I'd moved from pregnancy-induced hypertension and I was moving into preeclampsia, because at this time I was already having palpitation. Like I would feel like all of a sudden I would just feel like my heart is racing, like, and the way my chest will be doing me, I'm having slight headache, my vision is getting kind of blurry and all of that. So I'd moved from pregnancy-induced hypertension and I was moving into preeclampsia. So my doctor was like, at this point we need to get this baby out of you now. The nurses were so concerned. You know, they will change duty, and when they come, they'll be like, you are still here. When are you going in? Let them get this baby out of you. This thing is dangerous. Whenever they are taking the reading of my BP, they are taking my BP every 30 minutes. See, both of my arms like this after delivery. Oh my God. Both my arms like, because imagine every 30 minutes they are putting that thing on you, and it's like squeezing you together, relieving you, squeezing you together, relieving you. So every 30 minutes in 24 hours, calculate it. So my doctor was like, we need to get this baby out of you. This is very dangerous. You could go into seizure, and that is very dangerous. Now, the thing is not now getting the baby out of me, is that from the scan, the weight of my baby is very small. My baby was weighing 2.0. My baby is not full 10 yet. And there was just a lot of medical reports again with the baby that my doctor was like, it's not a very good time to bring out the baby. But because of the way my BP was going, she's like, this pregnancy is becoming a threat to your life. So we need to bring the baby out of you. So my doctor now asked my husband, the consultant asked my husband to pick between me and the baby. Said, I remember, I think I mentioned this in my previous video, that the nurse asked my husband that, do you want your wife to die? Because they understand the implication of preeclampsia. So now the doctor is also asking that, pick between your wife and your baby. And my husband was like, what are you asking me? I want my wife and my baby. And the doctor was like, see, you have to make a decision, because at this point I won't advise you to bring out the baby now. Your baby is not full time yet. I cannot guarantee anything if you bring out the baby. The best we can do is bring out the baby, put the baby inside the incubator and all of that, to be sure that I can't guarantee anything. But if you say you want to keep your child inside your wife, this is very dangerous to your wife's life. So you have to pick one. What do you want? So I'd been in the hospital since last week Wednesday. On Friday, she was like, she's 36 weeks. Let's bring out the baby. So this was on Friday. I'd been in the hospital the previous Wednesday. So I'd spent a week and 2 days now in the hospital. So the doctor came to my ward that day, and my husband was standing beside me, and the doctor told us, she explained the pros and the cons to us, which is what I've explained earlier. She was like, so what do you want to do? I need you to make a decision. So the doctor told my husband I needed to make a decision. So my husband was like, my husband called his brother that is a doctor. So I've been saying my brother-in-law that is a doctor. He's not a doctor for pregnant woman. That's why he's not the one taking care of me. So my husband called his brother, and his brother was like, see, the best environment for a baby to grow and thrive is the womb. That is the best environment. Okay, incubator is okay, but the best environment is the womb. Your baby is better in the womb, but leaving your baby in the womb is a threat to your wife's life, because this hypertension is pregnancy induced. The moment the child comes out, the BP will come down. So that's why they are saying bring out the baby. And I've been saying bring out the baby, because when you have pregnancy induced hypertension or preeclampsia, a vaginal delivery is a no-no for you. It's not advisable. Your BP is already high. Labor will put you under so much stress, and that stress will increase your BP again. That is why a vaginal delivery is not a no-no for you. It's not a good route for you. So what you would have is a cesarean section. You would have to go through surgery. So my brother-in-law was like, you have to make this decision yourself. You see the pro and you see the cons. So make the decision yourself. So now my husband has spoken to, our spiritual parents, our spiritual family, and everybody, they were praying for me and all of that. And I've never seen my husband that stressed. It's King David that is distracting me, if you can hear him. I've never seen him that stressed. And then, to worsen everything, the doctor just called him that I need you to make your decision in like 20 minutes or so, because if your wife will be going in for surgery, we have to prepare, we have to get everything she needs. So my husband looked at me. He had called people for counsel and all of that. My husband just looked at me and he was like, babe, what do you want? I'm like, babe, I'm just tired. Maybe they should bring the baby out or something. Or should we just keep the baby and all? My husband just looked at me and he was like, I need to go and pray. So he went to pray. See, at this point, I would like to say this, that marry well and marry right. And when you are picking a partner, make sure that you understand negotiables and non-negotiables when you are picking a life partner, because you will go through some things together. You will go through some seasons of life. You will go through things together that at that point in your life, what you are looking for is not all that can answer. What you are looking for is not a deep voice or this thing. At that point, I was fighting for my life, and I was also fighting for the life of my child. I'm not looking at how, look at my husband, he's so tall, that can answer. Or I'm not looking at, look at the way he sounds, oh my God. That's not what I'm looking at though. So when you are picking a life partner, you better understand your negotiables and non-negotiables. At that point, I needed a man. I needed a priest. I needed somebody that could make a decision at that point, a firm decision. And I needed a man that could speak life and cast out fear out of me. So my husband was like, okay, I need to go and pray. I said, okay, no problem. And I didn't know if he prayed in the hospital or he went out. He left where I was and he went to pray. He just called me and it's like, he has told the doctor that we are not bringing out the baby. We'll wait till the baby is full term, which is another 1 week again. That we'll wait till the baby is full term, and then by next week I can go in for surgery. Can you hear the way King David is giving me a soundtrack? So I was like, we would wait for another 1 week. So the doctor was like, no problem, it's on you. Whatever happens, if you want to wait for a week, no problem. But if anything happens along the line, please bear in mind that will take her in for an emergency CS and all of that. I think they asked him to sign and all of that, and we said okay, no problem. My husband said he's convinced that we should wait 1 more week, let the baby be full term, and we can bring out the baby. I will be fine. He said you'll be fine and your baby will be fine. We are the ransom of the Lord. We return, and we are not just returning, we are going back with our everlasting joy. I said no problem, no one. Now we are waiting 1 more week. So my doctor said we are waiting, since my husband already said we are waiting 1 more week. So she said this week you are going to be taking injections to help your baby's lungs, to prepare his lungs for this world. You are also going to feed well. You are going to eat well to help you increase the weight of your baby, and also we are going to be increasing the dosage of the medicine you are taking. So I was taking 3 hypertensive medicine and the dosage were increased. I was taking nifedipine, I was taking Hardomint, and I was taking labetalol. So this dosage were increased. I think I was taking 500 grams, I was taking 30 grams for nifedipine, and for labetalol I think I was taking 400 grams or something. Then I was taking one 6 hourly, I was taking another one 4 hourly, I think I was taking another one 12 hourly. So, and I was still taking my prenatal vitamin. This means like I think I used to take one 6 a.m. I'll take another one 6 a.m. I'll take another one 8 a.m. I'll take another one 9 a.m. I'll take another medicine 12 noon. I'll take another one for I think 2 p.m. I'll take another one for 4 p.m. I'll take another one for 6 p.m. I'll take another one for 8 p.m. I was just swallowing medicine. I mean, see, in my life, I've never been in and out of the hospital as much as I was in and out of the hospital this year. It's for a good cause though. I was in and out of the hospital this year. I've never swallowed so many pills in my life as much as I've swallowed pills this year. I've never taken so much injection and drip in my life as much as I took injection and drip this year. And it's this pregnancy. I'm telling you, this pregnancy. When I tell you that betting life, and that's why I keep saying that we are all betting something. Everybody is betting something. Whether you are betting a child, betting a dream, betting a vision, betting an assignment, we are all betting something. So just know that betting something will require sacrifice from you. That's why I'm just bringing in the perspective of betting a child to see your dream will require you taking the same sacrifice to bet that dream, that vision, that as much as God has said it, it will not just fall on your laps. You still have to do the work. You still have to do the work, even if it is God that, is God that makes the child, is God that puts the organs together and all of that. You still have to carry it and endure every pregnancy symptoms. And even though a child comes from the Lord, you still have to carry the child, endure every symptom that comes with every trimester, go into labor and delivery, endure the pain of labor and delivery. So it's not just going to fall on your laps. So let's go back to what I was saying. That final week, by Thursday, now I spent over 2 weeks in the hospital on bed rest, not doing anything, on restriction, like just lie down, because moving about was not helping. I'd spent over 2 weeks and my BP was not going down. Using 3 hypertensive medicine, taking IV, and my BP was not going down. By Thursday, I think Thursday or Wednesday, my surgery was for Friday. They did some blood lab sample or work. They took my blood sample to check some things. Now they found out that my potassium level was so low and they couldn't take me into theater. with the potassium level I had. They couldn't take me into theater like that, especially because I had preeclampsia. So now they had to like give me injection again and drip again to boost up my potassium level on Thursday before they could take me into theater. So by Thursday, the BP was not going down. She was like, "See, Friday, let's just get this baby out by tomorrow." It was now a lot. It was telling on me, it was telling on my body and all of that. So she's like, she cannot take me into the theater with that potassium level. They've sorted out that. They gave me injection, they gave me drip for that. They were just choking me everywhere. Now, she said she had to give me an injection to prevent me from seizure. That is magnesium sulfate. They gave me magnesium sulfate to prevent me from seizure, because if I should go into seizure during operation or during surgery, it could lead to stroke, it could lead to brain damage. So they gave me the magnesium sulfate to prevent, to help protect my brain, to help protect my nervous system, and to just prevent me majorly from going into seizure. So by Thursday, the stress of the BP was so much that I myself now began to go into labor, like natural labor. Now I started feeling contraction. I told my doctor that I'm beginning to feel contraction and all of that. She was not physically around. Immediately my consultant sent a doctor to me. They came to check how dilated I was. You see that thing? That thing is traumatizing. That thing is disturbing. I feel like they should find another way to check how people are dilated. It is where women, see anybody that's carried a child and you push that child out, you deserve a special seat in heaven. Every pregnant woman, so far you have given birth to a child, pushing out or carrying out, you deserve a special seat in heaven. I'm telling you. So the doctor came, checked how dilated I was. Because I experienced just small contraction like that, the way that stress of contraction pushed my BP up, they had to give me an injection again to stop me from contracting, to prevent me from going into labor. And after that, they gave me this magnesium sulfate. You see, that magnesium sulfate has an effect when they are giving you. At that point that they were injecting me for magnesium sulfate, bear in mind that on this same Thursday, they've injected me and given me IV for potassium distin. They've checked how dilated I was. They've injected me to stop me from going into labor. Now they are injecting me magnesium sulfate. At this point, I was just like, Holy Spirit, carry me, carry me. I've left everything alone for Holy Spirit. I was carried on the wings of the Spirit, because my physical body had given up and that body is already tired. When they were giving me the injection, I just sat down and I was just looking like this. The doctor was giving me the injection because that injection is very sensitive. Another doctor was not like, "You are the calmest person I've seen taking magnesium sulfate injection and you are this calm," because it has this sensation, this burning sensation. I had this burning sensation on my palm. I could feel it on my feet. I could feel it all over my face. This blurry and dizziness and all of that. The doctor was like, "Are you sure you are giving her magnesium sulfate and she's this calm?" Because every patient they've given that magnesium sulfate are very, very dramatic. And I'm not telling you, see, I felt pain. But you know when you've given everything up, like everything I've seen during this pregnancy, and when you just gave everything up to the Spirit, that see, Holy Spirit, just carry me. You felt pain to the point that my threshold for pain before pregnancy was just there. You see, after this pregnancy, the way my threshold for pain went up, I was just there like, after the magnesium sulfate that night, they prepared me for theater and I just went to bed. went to bed. My doctor was like, first thing tomorrow morning, I'm working on you. The next morning, I woke up very early. I had my bath, and they came in the night before. The anesthetics, what they used to call them, those people, they will come and prep you, tell you they are going to give you an injection, tell you the position to sit and all of that. So the next morning, by the next morning, I had my bath, prepared myself. They came into the ward and told me to change my clothes to this clothes you wear into the theater, one green clothes like that, and put on the clothes. They took me into this thing. My husband came around. He prayed over me. The night before he was around, he prayed over me. The morning, he didn't really pray, just spoke words over me. And he was like, I'm going to see you and my baby very soon. And our baby very soon. So they pushed me in this thing, and when they get to the door, they ask the family to, when they escort you to where it have reached, they will tell you that okay, you people should stay back. And by the way, I used the general hospital, so they wheeled me in. I got down, entered into the theater, sat down, and that's where it all began again. And that story, they injected me this thing to numb you, and immediately they injected me, I felt this numbness from on this lower part of my body downwards, and I could still feel the touch. I could feel the pressure, but I couldn't feel pain. So that's it. That is what anesthesia will do to you. You would feel the pressure on your skin. You will feel that okay, something is tugging you, something is on you. You will feel the pressure on you, but you would not feel pain. So I felt them cut me open, and I felt it when they brought out the baby, that okay, they brought out the baby. And this is where another story began again. When they brought out my child, he was not crying. I knew something was not right. My baby was not crying. They took the baby to one side and they were doing one thing and all of that. At this point, watch out for part 2. This video is already too long. Watch out for part 2. Where I'll continue the rest of this video.